Megan, what can you tell us?
Hey guys, some questions here too about the viability of a sovereign wealth fund, I would add, for a country that's $35 or $36 trillion in debt. So much more to watch on that front. A whole lot of headlines to bring you here. We just listened to the president talk for about 35 minutes with the pool reporters in the Oval Office. We're just getting that now. And the first thing I want to do is clarify what we were talking about last hour about whether or not there's still a deal with Mexico to delay these tariffs. It looks like, yes, of course, that deal is still in place. There was a question from a reporter that asked, could Canada and China also be out of the tariffs if negotiations are ongoing today? And the president responded, nobody's out of the tariffs, and signaled that, of course, the next 30 days will matter greatly as to whether the tariffs will take effect a month from now or whether they'll be postponed further or perhaps indefinitely. But he went on to say that he had a great talk with Mexico, and he said that over the next 30 days, Scott Bessent, Howard Lutnick, and Marco Rubio, three of his top secretaries, will be leading a delegation to continue negotiations with Mexico, and that Trump and his counterpart, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, will be part of that as well. Then he went on, he talked about Canada and said Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, they had a good conversation today, but he has some qualms there, including whether U.S. banks can operate in Canada. He also is worried about Canada not taking U.S. agricultural products. It is true that the dairy market is very protected up there in Canada. He says, we don't need Canada for energy, lumber, or cars, but he emphasized several times they do have another call today at 3 p.m. So much more to watch, that very consequential call, and whether Canada might be able to get a deferral the way we've seen with Mexico. He also talked about China. We haven't seen them talking with Chinese officials yet today, but he says probably over the next 24 hours he'll be speaking with China. And he did say it was just an opening salvo, these 10% tariffs he's been talking about there, and saying if they can't make a deal, then the tariffs will be very, very substantial, potentially moving higher than 10%. And then we heard him talking about the European Union again, once again threatening tariffs on the EU, saying there's massive deficits there, that they don't take our cars or our agriculture, which is true. Again, a very protected agricultural market in the European Union, wanting to potentially go after that with some tariffs to try to make it more balanced. And then on the sovereign wealth fund, I would just add, too, that there was a TikTok element to this, that he was saying that that sovereign wealth fund could potentially be used maybe to purchase TikTok. TikTok could be part of the fund. He said maybe we'll get a deal or maybe not, and that we also on TikTok could do a partnership with, quote, very wealthy people. And I will note for you guys that Larry Ellison, the co-founder of Oracle, was in the room for this conversation there as well. So something to watch as we continue to wait and see what's going on with TikTok, guys.